Simply put, cholesterol is a type of fat. And as much as we might hear negative things about it, we do need cholesterol to make new cells and certain kind of hormones in our bodies. In our blood, cholesterol needs to be wrapped up to move around. It can't just move about by itself because it doesn't dissolve in blood. Think of it like when you try and mix oil and water, the oil splits out. This is what cholesterol would do if it was in our blood on its own. Wrapping materials called lipoproteins ensure that it can move along in our bloodstream to wherever it's needed. There are a few different types of lipoproteins, but the two most important ones are HDL and LDL, and these are the main ones that are measured by clinicians. LDLs, or low-density lipoproteins, are the wrapping material that carry cholesterol around our body for our cells to use. Problems start, however, when there is too much LDL cholesterol floating around. It can then start sticking to the walls of arteries, a bit like a fatburg, causing them to clog up. This is why LDL cholesterol is sometimes known as bad cholesterol. In this fatty muck, we have immune cells and other fatty materials. Think of a fatburg full of wet wipes, hair and cooking oil. The body makes fresh cells to shield our blood from coming into contact with this fatty muck. But occasionally that shielding layer can break down and cause a clot to form. This is what blocks our arteries. The clots can be anywhere, but the place where we're especially worried about is the heart, because that will cause a heart attack. Factors like high blood pressure and smoking can cause the process to happen more quickly, because they make the artery walls and the cholesterol more likely to stick to each other. Luckily, our body has a mechanism to try and counter this. HDLs, or high-density lipoproteins, are the packages that carry cholesterol from around the body to the liver. This is important as the liver is then able to get rid of excess cholesterol. Because of this, we can think of HDL like sink and blocker. HDLs can collect excess cholesterol lining our arteries. It then brings it back to the liver to get rid of it. That's why HDL cholesterol is seen as good cholesterol. It can help with unclogging arteries and reduce the chances of things like heart attacks and stroke. Knowing there are different types of cholesterol helps us understand our test results. Essentially, we want low LDL cholesterol and higher HDL cholesterol. This combination is most likely to keep our arteries healthy. We also need to look at the types of cholesterol as a proportion. Even if our LDL cholesterol isn't raised, we ideally want as much HDL cholesterol as possible and as little LDL as possible. This is where ratios come in. A blood test might compare the proportion of HDL to LDL cholesterol, or sometimes compare the proportion of HDL cholesterol to the total amount of cholesterol in your body. If you had a ratio of 1:1, you'd be in excellent shape. Most of the cholesterol in our body is made by our liver, but an important proportion also comes from the food we eat. And the types of fats in the foods we eat can change the amount of LDL and HDL cholesterol in our blood. Foods that can increase our HDL cholesterol include oily fish, fruits and veg, particularly the purple varieties, and brown rice. But exercise is by far the best way to boost your HDL. Foods that can increase our LDL cholesterol are things like fatty meats, cakes, and cheeses. Food can affect cholesterol levels differently in different people, but a healthy diet will benefit everyone. If I had two patients with high cholesterol levels, I'd be more worried about the older person carrying a bit of extra weight with a history of heart attacks than I would be a young fit person. But however old you are, you still need to watch what's going on under your bonnet. In the next film, we'll show you how to lower your cholesterol levels and your risk of heart attack and stroke with and without some medication.